Hello and welcome to Just a Moment. My name is Kristen Harding, and I have a very special guest today, Mr. Derrell Milbauer. Hi, Derrell.
Hello there. How
Thank
you
you for
doing?
joining us.
Thank you for putting up with me.
No, it's been a joy talking to you. Just in the few minutes I had, I think this is going to be a wonderful interview, and you have such a story. Um, just to start out with, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I live in East Texas, born in Grand Saline, 60 years old right now. I've always been having powerful dreams. I had no idea that dreams were real. Started when I was about 5 years old, and I remember them dreams like it was last night. There's things happened yesterday I can't even remember today, but that dream and all the others, I'll never forget them. And
Right. Almost like they're
they,
permanently engraved in your memory.
yes, yes, ma'am. And it was when I was a kid. The first dream I remember is it was like I was in Antarctica on a snowy mountaintop. There's this person that was with me in a white military uniform, and I'm standing at the entrance of a bridge that went over to the other mountaintop. And there was going to be some things that I needed to do and some things that I needed to fix and repair before I can cross this bridge. And when I get 50 years old, I cross the bridge. They let me know about. They let me know that I never had a dream. It always was them. And
Wow.
it's this female that's visiting me. And she seems to, for some reason, put up with me at the things I say to her and things I do. But, she's got her limitations, She, punched 8 holes in my arm one night because I said a bunch of nasty stuff to her. And I woke up the next morning bleeding. And I would get these big bumps on my head like I've been hit with a club. Wake up the next morning and I have a sore spot on my head. I could feel it for like 3 or 4 days after that when I lay my head down and I get this red mark between my eyes. Well, now I know what all that's about. I don't know how I got that bump on my head. I guess because I've been fighting them. But that red mark between my eyes is when this thing gets in front of me. We're about 1 foot apart. I can remember a lot of these dreams that it's her, these eyes, these huge black eyes, these eyes in front of me about a foot away from me. This thing is doing something in my head and it's making the skin between my eyes turn red. And and then and I'm thinking, like in the Hindu and the Buddhist religion, they have that red
Mhm.
dot between the eyes.
Yeah.
Well, that red dot between my eyes is what that's about. Something has been talking to me. And then when they put that message in your head, it does something. It ain't like it's bleeding. It ain't sore, but it's like a red tattoo, and it's deep, and it'll take about a week for it to go away.
I
And
wonder if it's some sort of radiation burn.
I had 7 spots in my head that was bald, big around a quarter, 7 bald spots, and I wonder if that had anything to do with being under radiation.
Right?
Because I do construction work and I lay tile for a living, and it's best for me to go to work at night. That way, no one's on the job. I can lay the floors, and I ain't getting in anybody else's way of on the job.
Right?
There's nights that I come back to work and I look at like, what did you do the night before? It's like I didn't do nothing. They was getting me off this job site at night, and and I had no idea.
Right.
One time my uncle, he's not feeling good, and I parked my truck in front of his house, so that way if he needed me, I could be right there for him. Well, there was a lady that was staying in the house with him, and she says that she seen me walk past the window going to the front door. And when I get to the front door, she says, "Where'd you go a while ago?" I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "You just passed that window about 15 minutes ago, and then you never did come in." She said, "I walked to the front door to check if it was unlocked, and you were nowhere around. They got me." They brought me back about 15 minutes later, and I didn't even know that I only been there one time. I mean,
When
these guys are good at what they're doing, and you won't even know it.
when you say
Yeah,
they, and you say that there is a female alien that is near you, can you describe it? What is it like? What kind of race it is?
it's if you can picture a praying mantis with a human torso,
Okay.
head and shoulders and chest, but she's my species. She's got a circle on each of her wings about this big, about 5-inch circle. I was behind her one night, and she
Mhm.
walked away from me. I don't know why I didn't freak out and take off running, because this thing was about 4 foot tall. I'm standing behind this huge damn insect, and this walks off into the forest. Comes back, and it's looking like a female in a white dress. And she's taking me all over Tyler area, Tyler, Texas. There's other people here like me, and she introducing me to them. We get back to this Indian battleground, and we're sitting on a bench together. She starts telling me about her children in the forest. And I got a pretty good idea the reason why she was talking about her kids. And it might have been something to do with the clones. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm in this deep, ma'am. I'm in this deep. But I remember
So,
sitting on the bench beside her, and I could see the ghost, a foggy image of a woman's shape. But inside this foggy image of a woman's shape, I seen two big black eyes looking out of it, at me,
right,
and
right.
I looked up. You know, that was her
It's
way of letting
even
me know.
it's
Do
even more
what?
interesting that you say that she is of the moth species because I
Yes, ma'am.
just watched The Mothman and the movie, and I have a friend that, knew a little bit about it and said that some of the movie was true, but not all of it. But just to have a being that is insectoid like that with wings, and you said it was 4 feet tall?
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Wow.
it was
I would
walking.
be I would be frozen in fear.
Ma'am, I've had nights all I wanted to do is scream.
I
I've
believe
seen
it.
things that'll run you slap out of the woods. Most people. I go back in there. I don't. It's like not that I'm brave. I just flat ass don't care to live. I don't care. So I ain't scared of them. But I've seen things, man.
Yeah,
About 5 nights ago, they was in my trailer, beating on the cabinets, and I'm under the blankets, and I hear this, and I'm opening my eyes, and I'm thinking, I know I just heard something in my house. I just heard it.
right.
Then all of a sudden, I hear it again, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm fixing to have to fight. I throw the blankets back to see what it was, and I could still see the cabinet in my kitchen was still the door was still vibrating. So I sat up in the bed, and the next thing I know, I just black out, fall backwards, and yeah, they got me. But a lot of
Is it
times, what?
is it a sound frequency or mind control? What do you think knocks you out?
Okay, what I'm thinking is these things are 100% telepathic. With tone, sounds, and frequencies you cannot hear or feel. When this passes through your head, it will stimulate your brain to make a chemical to put you to sleep. And they're master of any emotion they want. They can give you a heart attack with fear right there in your own bed. And most of the time, sometimes it takes 3 times for them to hit me with it to keep me down. But after the third time I go down, I don't get up. You know, this is what they're doing to me. And I'm not what you say, a badass. But in my prime, I was strong, fast. There was nothing I can do. Nothing you can do. When they want you, you're good with them.
I
I
was
had a
going to ask
38.
you that question. Is there any way that you can prevent yourself from being abducted?
No, no,
That's what I
because
wondered.
I sleep with a 12 gauge shotgun, 2 machetes, a 38 pistol, and a hunting knife in my bed. One time I was going to get smart and put my shotgun underneath the truck. And I had 38 in them truck. And I said, these some bitches show up this time, I'm going to start shooting through the windows at them. And I had my shotgun outside the window. In case I got outside my truck, I had a gun outside on the ground.
Hmm.
Next thing I know, I'm hovering above my gun. They had me out of my truck. I'm hovering above my gun looking at it. It's like, There's your gun. We got you, and ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Next thing I know, I started going up, and they had me again. I think they pull my spirit a lot. And when they
Yeah.
open up the front door for me, they're taking me. I mean, one night I had one on me in a headlock, an alien gray, and I didn't know what was behind me. They were trying to put me in a portal that was outside behind my pickup. You
Okay.
know, I'm outside. There's bushes planted on both sides of the driveway where I parked my truck. And when this black portal appeared in front of me, I don't know why I was so scared of it. Maybe it had a lot to do with them nights I wanted to scream all night long. I started kicking, grabbing like a cat, bucking, fighting, and I tried to spin around and try to grab some of these bushes to keep me from going into that
Portal.
portal.
Hmm.
I blacked out, but I grabbed something and I come to, I look up, I see that I'm still in my front yard. I can see my front door of my house is still open. Then I look down under my left arm. I had an alien gray's head under my arm. And my left hand, my finger, one of my fingers was in his eye. And I'm thinking, man, this damn thing is going to start eating me up. You grab any wild animal, man, they're going to start biting the hell out of you. And I'm really scared this thing's going to start biting me. And I'm more scared of that damn portal behind me. And I said, I got to kill this damn thing. And first thought in my mind, man, pull his damn eyes out of his head. And I curling them fingers in, and I was fixing to do it, and I black out again. And I get up the next day, thought that was a dream. Now I got photos of the alien that was on my porch that night, and the damn flying saucer that was hovering above it. I wasn't dreaming. That shit's real.
We're not dreaming. No, but what I understand, and like we were talking about before the show started, they can they can through telepathy, sound frequency, whatever, make you think that you are doubting yourself or you're dreaming or that didn't really happen and make you second guess yourself,
Hmm.
right?
I did that. I did that all my life till I got about 50. But when I started getting the photos, I quit doubting myself. And it was an
There you go.
obsession to get photos. And I said,
Right.
I can make myself not believe this. Even though when I got them photos at the Indian battleground, I got two flying saucers. And at the same time, over about 80 white rectangles were floating in a circle. I got a full 360 photo take of all this happening around me. And I'm
Wow.
thinking, I can still make myself not believe this. When I'm over there with my friend one night in Martin's Mill, I get a photo of the female alien that she was leading an animal through the damn forest. I got a photo of that. Well, I walked right past it. A lot of crazy shit happened that night. Then it become no doubt. Then after she cut me 8 times for saying what I said, there's no doubt, ma'am. I'm in this, and it's something I'm supposed to do. Tell the truth. Uh, Government knows about this. They want to sit back and act like they're stupid. Oh, we don't know nothing about that. No, they know evidence. Bullshit. I got all the evidence immediate needed. They just put me up there in front of them. But they'll get these guys who are supposed to be in the military and they're supposed to hold some secrets. Well, I ain't got no secrets, man. But they ain't gonna let me get up there and talk to them. But they know. They know.
Do you have a mission?
Uh, this is the reason I care to live. It's for this. To wake up this stupid planet and tell them, that the ones we're counting on are not our friends. You know, you know, there's something that's taking over our government, and they're not humans. And I know that. And people think I'm crazy. I don't give a damn what they think. I know what I know. I know what
Right.
they showed me. They showed me a place. I know it had to be in Fort Worth. This was a place that they were rounding people up and giving us to them by the hundreds. I've seen a hallway inside of a huge flying saucer that hundreds of people has been through. And man,
Is
the
that the
floor's
white
dirty.
room?
Ma'am,
Is that the white room?
this was it's all white inside. This was, I think, it was on the outer edge of this thing. All the doors were on the right side. And I think I stepped out of a portal into this. And I remember looking into the first door, there was a table and there was something laying on the floor. I go past it and I passed another doorway. I could see another table. Past another doorway, another table. Fourth doorway would go in it. And I can see down the length of the room all the other tables. There was nothing on them. Couple of more turns, I'm back in the hallway, and I see about 6 or 7 55-gallon barrels full of human arms and legs. And
Mm.
a couple of bodies were thrown on top of it. One man looked like he was still alive. I guess he was paralyzed or whatever, but these barrels were full of worms. And they were eating them. About a couple of months later, I think I'm back at this same damn place again. And this time, I don't think there was any gravity in the hallway. And there was a human. He was dead. He was facing down. And when I appeared, he was right up above me. And I tried to squat down. I'm looking up at him. He had no eyes in his head. But this time I go into the first doorway. And there was a lady laying on this table. And she looked like she's probably about 80 years old. And she had no clothes on. She gets off the table from the other side and she starts walking towards me. Well, she was using the restroom on herself and it was running down her legs and leaving footprints on the floor. But all these other tables, this time there was something on them, but they were all covered with a sheet. And I'm thinking, well, maybe these were the people who had their arms and legs cut off, and they're the ones underneath those sheets. And I can't prove any of this, and this is just guessing, but I think that because these things that are visiting me are huge insects, how insects do, they capture another insect, paralyze it, plant an egg in it, and bury it. Well, I'm kind of figuring that might have been what's going on with these people on the table. It was under those sheets on the table.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
bad shit.
it would
Bad
be the
stuff.
perfect incubator for their species to lay an egg inside if the bodies were kept warm. Oh my
Yeah. Well,
gosh, that's terrifying. I was about to ask why they would dismember the bodies and why
I
they're
guess
being taken. Do you know?
I don't. Maybe if they took the arms and legs off of them, they can't kick around and move around or disturb anything. You're stuck laying on that table.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is just I remember what I seen that night, them two
Right.
different times, and
Mm.
yeah, yeah. See, our government is giving us to them to do that shit too.
Do you
They
think
ain't got to come down here and take it, huh?
that they choose certain families or certain bloodlines to study and then abduct them?
I know that in my family, my uncle before he passed away, I got to spend 4 months with him almost every day. There were things that he would talk to me about he would never say to anyone else about what we're talking about. He knew it.
Right.
He just had no one to talk to because everybody else was idiots. They couldn't understand him. And I was really lucky to get to spend that time with him. But he's one of us for sure. And it was in my family. I think it's on my mom's side of the family, not my father's. You
Okay.
know, there's other people in this too. Other people, but I think they I don't. I guess they do choose certain families to follow along behind. Hell, I may have lived before. My spirit may have lived before, and I'm, doing this again in this body. You know,
Do you think we reincarnate over and over again to fight the same beings?
I hope so. I hope so because I hate the new world order and one world government, man. I have no mercy. They deserve none. That's just the way I feel about it, man. I can't help the way I feel. Not that I'm going to do anything about it. It's just the way I feel. No respect for them. But I think a lot of this has something to do with it. You know, yeah, yeah, nothing I can do about it. I don't know
I'm a
if
grandma, and try explaining to a grandchild, a little one, that land costs money and food that is naturally growing costs money. And then having to say, I don't think it was meant to be like this, but that's how it is now. But I am of the belief that, we were not placed here to labor until we die. We were placed here to bring as much information back to source as we can. And these beings that are negative and nefarious to humanity have been in control for so long that they're doing things like they're doing to you, thinking they can get away with it.
yeah, well, Nothing I can do to stop it. I really don't want it to stop, to tell you the truth, because my life would be so boring without it. It gives me a purpose to
Right,
tell this to people, and
right.
this message ain't meant for everyone, just a few, because the rest are too damn ignorant to understand it. And yeah, I've seen some
Well,
stupid looks on people's faces when I show them these pillows I got, especially policemen. You would think that they would have a little bit of sense about them. Them boys, they'll show you the most stupidest look on their face. What is that? You know, where do you? Well, anyway,
I think they're
I'm not going to
trained to
shut up.
do that because if they acknowledge it, then they have to stand, in truth instead of being, I don't know, hypnotized into being made to say a certain thing, like, "Oh, you didn't see anything. That's just a weather balloon." I think they like train these people that are in authority to look the other way. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true. I've had some software designers talk to me about uh, what I was doing on the internet. It got their attention, and he asked me how far I got in school, and I told him. He says the reason why you do the things you do, and the reason why you can do the things you do, is because you had not been taught things can't happen. And if you went to school, stayed in school, went to college, they'll teach you that things cannot happen. You don't know things can't happen, and that's how you find things. You know. So yeah, they are taught to be stupid, or not to believe it, or even give it a chance, or
Right?
or don't even want to be made fun of. Well, they're already making fun of me anyhow. So what? This ain't going to make it any worse, making it fun on me anyhow. Talking about these
Right?
aliens, when I blow their damn mind when I show them photos of them, and some of them would downright look at it and say, "I can't see what you're seeing." Well, I know I'm talking to an idiot. I quit talking to them. I don't care to talk to them.
And yet,
But,
when I looked at your photos, I saw exactly what you were talking about every single time. I think the one that really kind of made me go, "What?" was the entity coming out of your back.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, I wished I would have saved. Although I had hundreds of them photos, and I deleted them because I had no money and I needed room for my memory card for the new stuff I'm getting from outside. I had to delete a lot of that. It's a
Yeah,
miracle I've done with what I've done with the junk. If I had better camera equipment, I'd scare the hell out of these people down here. That's what happened in here the other night. If I had a camera set up, I probably would have got something. But sometimes I get irritated. It's like, what's the use in doing this? All this hard work and no one's believing me. And I get, down in dumps and I give up for a week. Then next thing, here I come back again. Oh, I got to give up sometimes. I got to, because my anger, my temper, the sheep are stupid. They don't believe there's wolves out there. you know.
oh, but there are.
Oh yes, ma'am. And
And
some of the
there are
some of the sheep look
so
like
few
wolves.
of us. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I said, even some of the sheep look like wolves.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
the Bible says, beware of false prophets in the end times.
Yeah. Well, I was told that I was a prophet, and there ain't nothing false about me. And was it this way? In my journey, many times I would say, okay, it's time to go to church. It's try to get to know God again. Then I give up. 4 or 5 years later, here I go again. I'm trying to be wholehearted about it. And and I'm showing these preachers these pictures I'm finding inside my house. And they invited me to come to their church. And there was like 7 of us that would meet on a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
Hmm.
We had two preachers. And these were all the local outlaw buddies of mine that was in this little church thing. Well, about 3 weeks into this, one of the preachers said, and I get there a little early, and one of the preachers says, Derrell, I got something I need to tell you. And he had this book about prophets. And it's probably about maybe 8 inches tall, probably about 3/4 inch thick, probably now about nine. Anyway, he opens it up and he read the first 10 verses in it. And he read everyone he would read, he would look me straight in the eye and said, "This is you." And he was right on all 10 of them.
Mhm.
Weeks later, this shit started. That's when
Oh,
I got to play at the Indian battleground. Not that I'm worthy or to be one of them men, it would be an honor. But it's like, come on, God, let me know for sure. If it's what I am, you know, let me know. But no one's
do you
telling me nothing.
do you think it's possible that it's a soul contract that you knew about before you incarnated into your body?
I think it did. I think it had something to do about it because I think that's what they were trying to let me know when I was a kid. When I was with that guy in the white military uniform.
Right.
You know, uh,
There's so much
and
symbolism there, being led by someone in white across a bridge in Antarctica. There's so many beliefs that there is a paradise in Antarctica, that it's not just ice. And that's why we can't see all of Antarctica, because then it would be giving all those secrets away.
they don't
And
want
if
you to
I
know what's going
remember
on.
right, if I
They don't
remember
want.
right, the Aryan people that are supposedly there would be
Yes, ma'am.
light haired, light skinned, and wearing light uniforms.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm German. I'm German.
wow.
They're German too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, one night it's like I come flying out of this portal backwards, and I get to see what this thing looks like. And it looked like a tumbleweed made out of lightning, and it was rolling really slow, about big as a tree, and it's probably about 15, 20 feet off the ground. I come flying out of it backwards, and I stop about maybe 200 feet from it. Then I could see all the terrain around me. It's like I was in Antarctica, and I kept going backwards. It set me down on the edge of a cliff, and I looked to my to my to my left. I seen a building that looked like the doors were all nailed up on it. I looked to the right. I see another building, and it had a window beside the door. And they put me down on the ground, and I looked down at the ground. It's like I'm standing on like 2 inches of ice. This place was cold. And I woke up to this door, and I'm looking down at the doorknob. I'm thinking, I'm going to look in the window. So I stepped over a couple of steps. I leaned in, looked in the window, and I seen what looked like children jumping up and down on the bed, bouncing up and down. I stepped back over in front of the door, looked down at that doorknob. I'm thinking, kids at this damn place? And next thing I know, I'm on my back in a white room full of white smoke, and all I can see is big black eyeballs holding me down on the table. And I can remember on the right side of my nose, they were putting something in my head that I can remember bone cracking in my head that night. And after they done that, they were showing me some stuff about magnets, something about magnets. I don't know if it's a motor or maybe something that maybe these magnets can be used for interdimensional travel. When I seen what they showed me, I knew I could do it. All I needed was the magnets. And I got mad at them. They said, you showed me this shit and you ain't going to help me get these damn magnets to put this damn thing together. Well, that's when they sent me back. Yeah, it was the end of it. It seemed like when I get mad at them, that's the end of the show. They don't put up my temper tantrums up there. I throw a big fit. But yeah,
I wonder if when you get to a certain level of anger, they can't control you anymore.
it may have something to do with that, man, because that's my problem. I'm getting these big bumps on my head because they got to beat the hell out of me. So I try to kill them. I get scared, man. I mean, you don't know this kind of fear when these big, huge bugs got your ass. Yeah, you'll fight. You will fight. But they ain't killed me. But they're scary. But what I've seen that they did to other people, I don't want to go back to that place. If I knew they were coming to get me today, I'd jump off a cliff. I ain't going back to that damn place and live the rest of my life that crap. No way in hell. It ain't people think it's going to be a beautiful little get together and you ride around in space and hold hands and have nice conversations. That's bullshit. They ain't nothing like
Yeah.
us.
I watched the series called V back in the 80s, and it
I
was
remember
about
that.
a race that was not happy with humanity and saw them as food. So I have been leery of aliens for a very long
Yes,
time.
I am too. Now, I wouldn't recommend anyone going in there. I've got some dumb friends that say, "Hey, Daryl, fix me up with an alien girlfriend." Oh
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would like to fix your dumb ass up, but you run up in that flying saucer with a boner on, see how long you last. You gonna forget it. You ain't gonna want to date no alien girl. Not at all.
I think that's a good time for a break. I'm trying to imagine having an alien partner, and yeah, that would be a challenge. You think that the regionalism's just, dating somebody from another state and then having it from another planet?
No,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because people are different than it. Like I was in Illinois for about a year ago, and I stayed up there for 2 years. People in Illinois are so different than they are in Texas.
Oh,
I
I
mean, it's
bet.
just they're so different. You know, they're good people, but they
Right?
just
Like, different.
ones I run into, they just didn't care to hear anything I got to say. You know, made them incredibly boring to me. You know, I don't, I don't care to sit and talk to guys about football and baseball and sports and how they work hard all the time. Their lives are boring. If you done heard one of them, you know what all the rest of them are doing. I'm a whole nother animal. I'm looking for people who have interests like I do, and I can't seem to find them. It's
Well, we're gonna
frustrating.
find them. We're gonna find them. Just hold that thought. We're gonna go to our break, and we'll be back in about 4 minutes, okay?
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Welcome to Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where magic meets the mundane and the extraordinary becomes everyday. Are you ready to gift yourself with the whispers of ancient power stones? To the feel and hear the echoes of our ancient past? Dive into a world where each pendant tells a story, where rare stones hold secrets known only to the universe itself. At Crystal Cove, our collection isn't just jewelry. It's a gateway to a realm of mysticism and wonder. Let the shimmering opal guide you through twilight dreams, or embrace the fiery energy of the sun with our exquisite amber pendants. Each piece, handcrafted by the hands of a true mystic who understand the language of the earth and the fire of one's heart. At Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, we believe that every soul deserves to sparkle. Whether you seek solace in the calming embrace of amethyst or wish to dance with the vibrant hues of turquoise, our collection holds the key to unlocking your inner magic if you allow it to be so. Visit us today and discover the pendant that speaks to your soul. Crystal Cove and Mystic Charms, where the beauty of our amazing earthy realm meets the magic of the cosmos.
Hey there, Hunter. Go check out our friends at Colorado Custom Game Calls. They are all about creating a high-quality, custom, unique game calls at an affordable price. They are here for hunters that can't and won't pay upwards of $180 to $200 per game call. They pride themselves on giving their customers the opportunity to not only purchase an affordable and high-quality call, but to customize their game call to their liking. So listen up and go check them out. That's www.coloradocustomgamecalls.com. They got calls for all type of game, and all the game calls can be custom made to your own likeness. That's www.coloradocustomgamecalls.com. Tell them Matthew sent you from the Matrix Minds.
What is up, all my beautiful and gorgeous souls? I am Michelle Espinosa, otherwise known as the Shaman, through the Matrix Mind Media. So tell me, how many times have you wished that you had that special power of prediction? To know what was going to happen before it actually happened and took place. To have some power and control over that situation before things came flying at you out of left field. The thing is, you actually can have that power. You can be aware of what's coming. Tune in to Astrology TV with me for Breaking the Cage. Every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Matrix Mind Media. And I will go through the astrology and help put you on the right course and get you back in control of your own life. Love you guys.
This CBD fluid is a whole flower fluid extracted from the cannabis flower. We don't use any heat, butane, or chemicals when we extract, so we get all of the components of the plant. All the CBD, CBG, CBA, all the terpenes, all the flavonoids. This allows our body to absorb at 60 to 90% rather than the average of 6 to 10% absorption you would get with a CBD oil. Because our bodies are made up of mostly water and this is a fluid, it's highly absorbable so that you're getting 500% more nutraceuticals per dose. We also have this available in our CBD spray as well as a muscle rub with all kinds of botanicals. You're going to absolutely love it.
Check it out, Brainiacs. MatrixMinds.live/CBD. CBD I use. Feel free again. Feel alive again.
And we are back. Derrell, are you there? There we go.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello. See, we were chatting about the descriptions, and I never asked you, what did the ships look like?
One night I was in a flying saucer looking out the window, and I seen the tops of two more between me and Earth. They would remind you of a turtle shell pattern.
Okay.
On another night, we was under the ocean, and we come up halfway out of the water, and I can see out the window that I was looking out, there was something beside us. And for some reason, I think it has something to do with their technology, cloaking technology. There was something on the back of these tops of these things that looked like a shark's fin, but it was made out of smoke. And only the tips of them was sticking up out of the water. And I'm looking out, I'm thinking, man, is them turtles' heads I'm looking at? Then we lifted up out of the ocean, about maybe the height of a tree. And I could look down and I could see two big circles. I said, is them big old turtles? The next thing you know, we started going up. Then these other two things beside us were two more flying saucer escorts that come up out of the ocean. I was out to see the ocean run off the top of them. The interior is white. I know I've been in a huge flying saucer that in the center of this thing, it was like a big shopping mall. It was like multiple stories, and you could see from the top down to, and it was beautiful. There was a lot of glass and metal work. But that night I knew that I couldn't get too far away from the flying saucer that brought me to this thing. And I was ready to get back to that one. That way I can get back to Earth. One night I was in a big, huge mothership, and it was like, there's always like two or three of them behind me. I don't ever get to see them because I imagine when I do, I'll just, I'm harder to deal with. And it's like the floor turned invisible and I'm looking down at Earth. And I'm thinking, man, it's so beautiful. The next thing you know, missiles or lasers or bullets was coming up from Earth. And we moved backwards and up and we still was hit.
Mm.
It was killed on this thing that I cared for a lot. I remember crying a lot. And I remember the interior of this thing was white. And not long after that, I started having soldiers dreams that I'm a soldier and I'm stepping out of portals and I'm attacking men in military uniforms. And whoever I'm fighting in these dreams, it's got to be whoever the ones who are responsible shooting at us, and then bullets were coming from Earth.
Right.
And I don't know who has that kind of technology to hit us that far out there.
Reptilian.
It could be, but these men I'm attacking in my dreams, man, are men, straight up men. And they don't even see it. Like one night, it's like I step out of a portal. I already know they're there. All I got to do is find them. My camouflage is that all I got to do is hold my breath and close my eyes. I'm invisible. It is something about I blend in. These guys walk right past me. I'm laying on the ground right beside them on the trail. They just should, but normally they should see me. They don't.
Almost like you've got a perception filter around you.
I'm some kind of soldier.
Yeah.
There's some kind of military thing going on. And I do know this is that every time I get mad at them, I start saying bad things about religion, God. I start cussing them, all of it. And this female alien does not like it when I do that. I noticed that about her. She does not like it when I do that. And there ought to be all I need to understand, what's going on. This could be for God. But I don't know. But I'm gonna tell it, and maybe someone else can put it together and help me understand what I am witnessing. And a lot of this is military that
I
I'm
think
involved
you're
in.
witnessing the truth that a lot of people are afraid to see. And for some reason, we were talking earlier, whether it's genetics or the fact that you don't have the inhibitors in your body like a lot of people do, that you are like a prime target for them, and yet you're fighting and fighting and fighting. And I have heard so many people say the same thing that you do, that they go to sleep and they fight harder in their dreams than they work during the day.
Yes.
It's
Oh, yeah.
just like
And I wake up beat up, cut and
exhausting.
bleeding. Yeah. Yeah. And
And
maybe my spirit's not corrupted with vaccine shots. People need my, yeah. I think people ought to be questioning that shit before they do it. You know. You know.
random question, are you by any chance O positive or O negative?
I can't remember. I was in a hospital in Illinois, and I asked them that, and I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember that. You know. I could be,
Yeah.
because they darn sure like me a lot. They surely put up with my smart ass mouth. You know. Yeah. Because she cut me
Well,
8 times. There's not. I tell you what. They got me on my truck that night and cut me 8 times, and I did not know a thing. There was another night I'm sleeping in the house, and there was a big storm happening. I go to bed, roll up in the blankets, and I wake up the next morning. I'm soaking wet, rolled up in dry blankets. I was outside standing in a rainstorm and didn't even wake up, didn't even know. This is how good these things are.
right.
Could take you and erase every bit of your heads like you erasing a picture out of your phone. Once you erase that picture out of your phone, does that phone ever know that it was in there? I kind of look at myself as some kind of like a biological uh, computer downloading. And
Recording,
so when they give me downloads, I get that red mark between my eyes.
right? Do you ever get a high pitched tone in your right or left ear?
When I first started happening, I pulled up my friend's yard. It was kind of like these tones when you get your hearing tested, those different tones. That was the first sound I ever heard inside my head. Then the next one, she calls me Taterwinkle after one night. And she called me Hun after praying, talking to God. And I'll tell you what happened. I was like, I'm living in the house next door to where I'm at right now. And my girlfriend, she's out of town. And I'm sleeping in the back bedroom, and the one door goes to the garage, or the door goes to the kitchen. Well, I get up early that morning, use the restroom, and I look out the door, and I can see the sun was barely coming up. I said, all right, I'm going to get back in bed. I jump back in bed. It's cold. I'm under the blankets, and I hear these words, "Hey, Taterwinkle." I said, oh, hell, did I just hear that? Then I throw the blankets back in the doorway that goes into the kitchen. There was a light on the other side of that door. It was so damn bright, it was coming around the cracks of the door, lighting up the room that I'm in. And I'm thinking, I got to get the hell out of here. And I'm tangled up in the blankets, and I can't even get up on my knees. And because when I got up on my knees, I'd have run plumb through that garage door. I went and opened it up. Then I blacked out. And I didn't wake up till about 10 o'clock that next day. I knew something happened. Yeah. There's a lot of shit's happening to me, man. I found out, like one of my friends, he's one of us. And he'd been telling me about himself, his dreams and things. I said, dude, what you're saying sounds like me. And I told you this earlier, that he come over here about a month ago. Told me, I said, dude, I had a dream, another one of them dreams. She said there was this female soldier was telling me that she was very impressed with my combat skills. Then she tells him, "You are another soldier in my army, like your friend Taterwinkle." You know, yeah. So yeah, he said I
Wow.
woke him up. Something's going on, man. These
That
people gonna
she
think I'm
calls
crazy saying what I'm saying.
that she calls you Taterwinkle is adorable and not scary, but it has to be kind of I don't know, like strange to feel like she thinks of you as a pet. Is that how you feel? Like she's always
Or
there and
like
she's
it's like I'm one of her kids.
yeah,
It's like a name that my mom. Because I remember when I had my kids, and we wrapped them up in a little brown blanket, and they looked like a little potato with a smiling
right,
face on it. The baby shape, it looked like a little shaped potato. And I thought,
right.
well, maybe that's the reason why I got called that because it sounded like when she said that, it was like a loving, motherly
Yeah,
way, you
yeah.
know. And I think I hurt her feelings when I'd say bad things about her to her or this and that, And those cuts at 8 times, I made cuts, man. And I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that shit, man. And I take my anger out on other directions. You got to get it out of you, man. It
You
bottles up. You
do.
get some frustrated. These things are coming down. I wake up beat up, cut and bleeding. No one's paying attention to me. It's like, golly, you aliens, ain't no one gives a damn to hear anything y'all want to show me. But they warned me about my temper, that I'm going to have to deal with it. That these people are idiots. This is not going to go as fast as I thought it was, or people would be as interested in it like I am. But I'm in this over my head. They're coming in my house. I got videos of this white cloud been manifesting beside me.
Right.
When I was a kid, living in Corsicana, Texas, at Clyde English Trailer Park, remember all of that shit. About 5 years old, I'm sleeping on the top bunk. All the lights were out. Only the bathroom light was on, and it had the hallway lit up. This night, I could see this white cloud manifest in the hallway from the floor and comes up about 6 foot tall, and it's about big around a 55-gallon barrel. And it floats to the doorway of my bedroom, and that's when I get up on my knees because I'm on the top bunk. My sister's sleeping under me in the lower bunk.
Mhm.
And this thing comes on in there, and it's right there beside the bed beside me, and I'm looking down in it, and I see these big black eyeballs looking up at me. Man, I backed up to the wall, and I started screaming. And I screamed so much that night my throat was sore the next day.
Right.
All my life, I wondered why mom and dad never heard me screaming because I got a big mouth, man. You're going to hear me screaming. And they never heard me. Well, 50 years later, when they come in my house down here in Ben Wheeler, there was 4 of them. So that night, there were probably 4 of them in our house, and mom and dad never had a chance to even hear a damn thing I said because they put them out.
Yeah.
And another time, about 6 years ago, I'm having these real bad chest pains, man, like a heart attack. And it happened to me at the store, in a little coffee shop. Guys were praying for me, telling me to go to the hospital. I said, no, I ain't going. I don't care to live, man. I went back home. I felt this pain for 3 days and 2 nights. I'm sitting in my truck. It's about 100 degrees, about 3 o'clock in the evening, and I see this white cloud again. This thing come up out of the ground about 35, 40 feet from me and starts floating towards me. Disappears and my chest pain stopped. And yeah, and so
Wow.
if you're out in the woods, stay out of the fog because I
Right.
know what's in. Stay out of the fog.
Well, your story right there echoes mine because when I was a little bit older than you, I was about 7, and I saw the same fog, and then I saw a bright light, and then in that bright light, looking out my window, I saw beings, at least 3 of them looking in at me, and their
Yeah,
eyes were different. They instead of, like, being right in the center, they were, like, to the side, more like an almond shape, but to the side, and
yeah,
then that bright light turned into a tall white, being, and the it looked almost human, but the eyes were different. They looked like the galaxy, it was just beautiful, and anyway, she told me, to circle my hands, I can only show you if I set this down, but to go like this. And I
Yeah.
later learned that that was called a mudra, and it like covers your energy, like they can't see you. And those beings went away, and I was never bothered with them again. So that's why I was asking earlier if there's any way that you know of that you can prevent yourself from being abducted.
I
And it
don't want
sounds
to.
like the only way is your anger, but they don't want you to have that anger.
Well, the only reason I get angry is because no one's paying attention to me. And you can't get any more serious about shit than what I'm talking about because they're in it
Right,
too, whether they know it or not. But
right.
when they when, this triggers
I,
me. I am not
I,
fake. I am not a
oh,
liar. And if you want to fight, call me them words. I'm going to argue with you, man. You know, yeah. When it
well,
comes to that, but
no one I have met on the Matrix Minds would doubt you or want to change places with you because it doesn't sound like it's easy at all. And whatever battle this is, you are not alone, even though it feels like that. I know of many people that believe they are on the same mission and that they are battling similar forces. And you might feel like everyone's not listening, but I am, and hundreds of other people are. So don't
I,
give up and don't give in.
I was so lucky and blessed to meet Mr. Turner, and
Right?
he gave me hope that this gate would get out. And
Right.
I'm lucky that he puts up with me, and I support that man 100%. And if I got to bleed for him, I will. I will
Oh.
protect him. But I got a lot of respect for him and Mr. Bradley Powers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard through the grapevine that he was battling and succeeding a serious illness, and the people that I know that told me and I were praying for him. So I hope that he's overcome that.
I hope he does too, man, because I really got a lot of respect for Mr. Powers. He was the first one to ever give me a chance. And yeah, and I got a lot of respect for him. He's highly intelligent. He is worth listening to. He is a book of knowledge. And
Mm.
I need more learnings I can get, because I ain't got it all figured out. But I'm very lucky
You
that
know,
this is a little small family of the Matrix Mind, and I'm honored to be a part of it. And now that I'm not doing this for nothing, that makes it me want to get my camera, go back out there in them woods, and do the same thing and bring back more photos because I got all I need to prove my point, but I want
and
more.
that's
And
exactly what I recommend people do is if they haven't already friend requested you to do so and look at what you have put up because it is, in my opinion, absolute proof of everything you're saying.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I've been through hell to get all of that. I mean, I shoot 600 to 3,000 photos almost every day for the last 10 years. That's a lot of work, man. And I go for months that not get nothing. And as of 5 days ago, I got these. I've been seeing these sparks, these orbs in my house passing in front of my eyes and stuff. And I got photos of those darn things out there now, just the
Right?
other day. And come on in. Oh,
What do you think they're trying to tell you?
uh, they told me in this dream that I was chosen. They were going to give me photo evidence of them. And it come true. And they also warned me about my temper, that they knew that people ain't going to believe me. And maybe they did that because they didn't. Because when I get angry, get frustrated, I got to stop. And like if I'm working on a car starter or something, and I get frustrated and it ain't working right, I get mad. I want to throw it against the floor and bust it and just get it over with and quit, you know. And
I don't think
I
you're
can't do that,
alone. I think a
Until I
lot of
got,
people feel that way.
so this alien thing's the same way. All this hard work for nothing, but it ain't been for nothing because people are listening to me like you and these other good people that I talked about a while ago.
Right?
And I appreciate them a lot, man. I mean, my life is better with y'all in it than it ever could have been without y'all. That's the darn truth. You gave me hope and a reason to care and to keep on. Because I was ready to give up on this crap, man, because ain't nobody paying attention. But I
That's
work hard,
what
man, at this.
that's what I absolutely love about the Matrix Minds platform is that the people, the audience are so not only intelligent but open to, shall we say, unusual experiences because all of us gravitate to our like soul tribe and the people in our soul tribe just understand. You know, they understand that there is more to this life than what we see and feel and taste and touch. So,
Well,
I have a
look,
question for you. What is the most important lesson that you've learned in this lifetime?
that I have never was as smart as I thought I was. There's more to learn. Every time I learn something, I find out that there's more to know.
Yes,
And yeah, that's the truth. And quit believing everybody else. Believe yourself. Go do
right?
your own homework. Get your own information. And that's what I've done. But I didn't. It ain't like I'm good at hunting these aliens. They come to me and told me this is going to happen. That's a
Right.
big difference between me and everybody else. They come to me. They like me. They have defended me against other people. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a bully that was going to really want to hurt me bad, man. This female alien got a hold of his ass, and he seen me with her in this dream, and that's when his nightmares began. Changed him. She's protecting me. She's watching out for me. There's some, for some. She wants me to tell what I'm telling,
Right?
and I'm going to do it. You just got to find people that will pay attention. Get me an audience. And down here in this little small town, Ben Wheeler, these old country hayseeds, they ain't heard of nothing of this shit. They want to talk about cowbells, hay bales, and cow patties, and cattle and farming and all of that. And how hard they work. Well, I believe everything they're doing, but they're boring as hell. They're all doing the same damn thing. And
I
but
I
maybe it
dreamed
ain't
of a
for them to
day
do.
where I dreamed of a day where you could talk to people and they would understand what you were saying instead of having to like lay a bunch of background information on them. They're just like, "Oh yeah, sure, I get it."
Yeah, well, me, I got to teach them how to understand me before I even start telling them any damn thing. Especially that part about how they put you to sleep with tone, sounds, and frequencies you can't hear, stimulate your brain to make a sleeping chemical, and you go down. You know, yeah,
And
you got to teach them that.
that is so true though. I mean, you can heal with the rife frequencies. So if you can heal, why can't you harm? I mean, you are absolutely correct. I truly believe everything you've said. And I just have one more actually two more questions for you. How do you
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to be remembered?
The chosen one. The chosen one. The one. The one who, let's say, was chosen to wake up this stupid planet. They gave me the evidence. There's something going on. Uh, I want to be remembered like that. In a good way, because when I die, 20, 30 years, people who knew me, they're gone.
Right?
50 years after you die, they ain't no one thinking of you. But this internet, I will live forever. My knowledge will live
Exactly.
forever. Who I am and what I've done will live forever.
Right?
Uh, that's kind of important to me. Yeah. But I'm not a mean person. I don't like to argue a fight. But if I got to do it, I'm damn good at it. But I don't like being that way. There's no honor in it. And there's been times that I've been attacked in the past. People left me no other choice. I did so good with defending myself. It's like it's like I have lived before, I have lived in the past, and I had combat skills. I can't
Mhm.
have these skills unless my life is in danger. And when my life is in danger, these skills come out, and it's like I am Bruce Lee. And it just goes my way with the big boys. And every time that I did martial arts, every time that I get up there and try to show out, it never would come out and work for me. But those other times, when I had no other choice, it was like time would slow down. I could think faster than they could, move faster than they could. They didn't even have a chance with me. But it will only work when I have no other choice. And to show out with it, you're gonna get your ass whipped every time. It don't. I can't access them skills unless I'm in danger. I think that something like that may be happening. That's the reason I feel like I may have had a past life, and I must have been a warrior all my life for some reason or another. And I want to be a hero, not a zero. When you don't need a hero, step up and be one. It don't take much to do that. A compliment, open the door for someone, or hand someone a little extra change at the store when they ain't got enough. You know, uh, I want to be remembered like that. The one who helped, who wanted to help, defend the babies. That's for sure.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't. And I'm hearing about all these kids coming up missing. That sets me on fire. These.
Right.
If I ever got my hands on them boys, no mercy. You leave the babies alone, man, and the women.
Well,
But,
we don't
this
know that we
is-
aren't fighting those negative forces. We're fighting something. And I know that my heart would be 100% in a battle to save those children. So maybe
yes,
that's what we're fighting.
I'll tell you, the organization that does that, I hope they're the ones I'm attacking in these dreams. Not dreams. I am doing it. I'm doing it. But I don't know these men. I don't know why I'm attacking them, but they ain't got a chance, man. They never see it coming. But I've had
Right?
so many dreams come true. So many dreams come true. And I think those ones I'm talking about are true too. I will never be able to get a photo or any of that kind of stuff, or seeing Earth from space, or watching the sun come up on another world. But those dreams are just as real as the ones that come true. And
You know you've done it.
I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, you know you've done it. So, and like I said, that truth, everything that you have said, I haven't heard anything that made me skeptical or didn't resonate. I think your journey is amazing, and I hope you'll come back because I don't think it's over yet. And I think
Not,
part of the reason that you've been chosen is because people will listen to you eventually.
I got. I done my homework to look for someone else who's like me. There ain't. There ain't no one on this planet can outdo me with photo evidence that I got. I got a female alien leading an animal through the forest. I got flying saucers hovered above a crater on the moon. I got white smoke manifesting beside me. I got rods, orbs, flying saucers, white rectangles floating around me at the same time. Photos of bodily injuries of dealing with them. Um, I ain't making none of this up, man. No,
No,
because
no,
it's so easy to put a
I've
person
seen
in a
the
lie.
proof.
I'm not lying.
I
There's
believe
nothing in
you.
it for me. Nothing in it. I was thinking maybe one day that maybe I could write a book where I can have an easier time in life and not worrying about my phone being turned off. I don't need
Right?
steak. A bologna sandwich would be all right, but what's happening to me, man? They're making movies and books about people, and they don't. All I can do is show them a cartoon drawing. I can show you the real things, people, the real stuff, and I believe
Right?
what they're saying. Those other people, I believe Travis Walton. I believe all of those other people. I'm just blessed
Right?
that I got the photo evidence to back what I'm talking about, and I bet they wish they did. I believe
Yeah.
every word they say. There ain't no reason for them to get up there and tell big fibs because there ain't nothing in it. All they do is get made fun of and this and that. Yeah, I believe them.
Well, that's not going to be forever. And if we keep planting seeds and you keep talking, eventually the right people will hear you. And maybe you'll be writing the book and writing the movie.
Maybe I could be in my own movie.
Right?
Uh, well, yeah. There's my journey's not over, and the
Right.
adventure is not over. And That last,
Until
it's the third last dream I had last Christmas. That ain't happened yet. And as police and soldiers and aliens working together, mass roundup, using technology on us that we have no defense against. Uh, this they're back engineering these flying saucers.
mhm,
They're also aware of the mental advantage these aliens have over us, and they're working on technology to copy that. Literally, make a device that can put people to sleep in a whole city block. This is I don't trust these new internet services they're putting around down here in East Texas. Every road I go down, I can see they're cutting ditches to put these new internet lines down in the ground, and they're doing us a favor. I don't think they're doing us a favor. There's going to be something coming out of them wires that will mentally affect anyone who's in this area. I believe that's what that is about. I don't trust the government, not one
right.
bit. And because I know how they're whooping my ass in my own damn bedroom. And the same thing they're putting me to sleep with, our government is doing the same kind of crap. They want the same kind of technology. And that is deadly against us once they learn that. We all going to be in trouble. The fight's over. And, this is what I'm worried about that's maybe going to happen, you
Mhm.
know. But I got experience to, let's say, that when I'm saying that makes sense for the reasons why they're doing that. And I also heard that back when the Iraq Gulf War started over there, they were using tone, sounds, and frequencies to screw with the enemy soldiers. And
Mm,
when I heard that, I never forgot that. And then I
right,
started realizing, well, what they're trying to do to those Iraqi soldiers is what these aliens are doing to me in my bedroom at night with these putting me to sleep.
right.
All that they're doing, that's what all that crap's about. And no matter what kind of badass you are, you ain't getting up. When they put you to sleep, you can see them standing there beside your bed. You ain't going to get up. You can
Right.
be scared. You're going to black out and go to sleep and wake up thinking it's a damn dream the next day. Well, this
Or
is,
just sleep paralysis, right? No. We
so
wish it was
I'm,
that.
I'm waking up beat up, cut and bleeding. So, I'm not dreaming. I just thought I was.
Well,
The only
thank
reason I
you.
use that word dream is because that's the only word I know that anybody can compare to understand what's going
Yeah.
on. I'm doing something
Well,
else other than dreaming.
I believe that we go somewhere else when we dream. I believe that it's a place called the astral, or some people call it hyperspace, but we go somewhere else, and our soul, it's free. So one soul to another, thank you for fighting for humanity, because I don't think enough people understand there is danger in what we're doing. We're not immune to, like you say, you wake up feeling beat up.
Yeah.
You wake up
Oh, I do. I
exhausted
mean,
because you know that you've been fighting all night long.
yeah.
Thank you.
I've been, man, the fear. I have been so scared. I want to scream.
Yeah,
And I mean, I would do that all night and I wake up the next day. I remember the fear, but I don't remember what I was looking at that scared the crap out of me.
right.
So, they were building me up all my life for this moment to let me know that I wasn't dreaming. And
Right.
a lot of times what they do is they come and get me. It's like I step out of a portal, my eyes are closed, and they would take me to a friend's house one who lived in Oklahoma or Arkansas, and another one was living in St. Louis, Missouri. It's like I hear my friend's name and they tell me it's his house. And I open my eyes and I'm hovering out in the front yard looking at their house. Then I
Mhm.
fly inside to the interior. Then a couple months later, I get to see my friend and I tell them what I seen in my dreams. And I was very accurate.
Yep.
So this is how I know what species this female alien is, because they get me, they tell me where I'm at and who it is, then I get to see it. This
Okay.
night, I hear the word moth. Then I open my eyes and I see this 4-foot moth and the big wings on his back and a circle on each wing walking away from me. And how I know it's a female, I don't know how to tell you that. It's just something down inside. I know it is. And
Right?
plus, another thing in the alien world is the females who are the ones who are in charge. In the insect world, there's no kings. There's only queens.
Right.
And they're the bosses. The females are. Yeah, I know that. But yeah, and, and I'm not the only one. But this
No,
is spiritual.
you are
And I,
not, and it is a spiritual war, and we have to keep believing that we're winning. I really believe that we are, but it is a battle. We're
yeah. Well,
actually at an hour and 10 minutes already. Can you believe that? It went so fast. Is
yes,
there
ma'am. It
anything
did.
that would you like to say anything to the audience?
Uh, just well, I appreciate y'all. I just appreciate y'all listening to what I got to say. And I know some of y'all are one of us. And there's some of y'all out there don't even know you are. But if there's anything that I said that kind of match what's going on in your world, you may be one of us too. I'm just lucky that they have shown me more than others.
Yeah.
And yeah, and yeah. So keep the faith. I'm not a good example of that. I get angry and say silly shit, do dumb things, take it out on them, but I keep coming back. Keep the faith. Um, and my life has been better with that in it, because it's like people are coming to me and bringing me money, bringing me stuff. It's God who's sending these people to me,
Yeah.
and they're watching out for me. And I'm eating. I'm doing good. And then to people who say they're Christians, they're the ones who are helping me the most. And so hats off to those people. And I don't know what I'm in. I'm still learning. Uh, I don't know what to tell you to do. I can tell you what not to do, but I can't tell you what to do because I'm still learning myself. But we're all in this, man. We're all in this. I'm just said I'm the one that's over my head. But I was honored to be chosen to tell this story and photo evidence to back what I'm saying. And so I guess that's about all I got to say to anyone out there in the TV world or in the video land, whatever you want to call it. But I still
Well,
will
I
be
encourage
working. I still will be going in the forest by myself at night looking for these things. And I will come back with another photo of an alien. I just know I will. But that one
awesome,
photo I got of that female alien, that animal, there ain't no one on this planet will ever outdo that one.
right?
Hey, uh, I'm first place. Second place is still available.
Wow. Well, thank you again so much for joining us because you're just on such an amazing journey, and I look forward to keep seeing the updates. And I encourage everybody to go to Daryl's page and look at what we're talking about. He really does have compelling evidence that what we're talking about is absolutely 100% legitimate. So,
And
thank you, Daryl.
thank you. And one more thing, I wished I was as handsome as you were pretty. But
Oh, bless your heart.
maybe
Thank you so
maybe
much.
thank you for me. And you
Oh,
have a good night, sweetie, and don't let no one steal your cool. And I will do my best to do the same thing myself.
well, that's all for
Adios.
now, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Never forget that you are amazing. You are loved. Be well. Be safe out there. And I'll see you on the next show. Bye.
Bye bye. Good night.